What if the common image of angels we've inherited from artwork, religion, and folklore is completely wrong? What if the truth about angels has been hidden in plain sight within the Hebrew Bible, encoded in the language of prophecy and mysticism? And only now are we beginning to understand it. Recent discoveries in psychology, quantum theory, and ancient Jewish wisdom converge to reveal something astonishing about the nature of these mysterious beings. The answer may not lie in heaven, but much closer than you think. The following teaching and deep insight by Avraham Emunah may very well change everything you thought you knew about angels. This presentation is being sponsored by Kabbalah Theological Seminary. Learn more about the science and wisdom of authentic Jewish Kabbalah at kabbalahseminary.org. The popular image of angels, winged, radiant beings descending from celestial realms, has long enchanted the religious imagination. But when we return to the Tanakh through the lens of Kabbalah, prophetic experience, and even modern scientific understanding, a far more sophisticated and spiritually resonant vision begins to emerge. In this view, angels are not an external species of divine messengers floating above us. Rather, they are intimate, emanations of Hashem's will and reflections of our own higher soul. They are mirrors, appearing when the heart opens, when the consciousness elevates, and when the divine message needs a form the human vessel can receive. In Psalm 99 we read that Hashem is enthroned upon the cherubim, immediately followed by He is exalted above all peoples. The juxtaposition is striking. The cherubim, those angelic figures atop the Ark of the Covenant, have often been read as literal heavenly beings. But from a Kabbalistic perspective, they represent something much closer to home, the human heart itself. The Ark was not just a container of stone tablets, but the inner sanctuary of the nation's soul. And when that heart is open to the divine, it becomes the throne of Hashem. Thus the divine does not hover far above, it rests within. This understanding echoes throughout the Tanakh. The angel of the Lord frequently speaks in the first person as God, such as in Genesis 22, when the angel tells Abraham, "You have not withheld your son from me." Or in Exodus 3, where Moses sees the angel of the Lord in the burning bush. But the conversation seamlessly transitions to Hashem himself. These figures are not intermediaries in the Greek sense of messengers delivering divine mail. They are interfaces, emanations of the divine mind, dressed in the language, form, or metaphor the receiver is prepared to understand. Kabbalistically, the word malak, meaning messenger, is not a character, it is a function. It is a channel through which divine force travels. The Zohar teaches that no angel acts independently. All are extensions of divine purpose. In the tree of Sephirot, angels flow from Netzach, Hod, and especially Yesod, pouring into the physical world of Asiya like filtered light. The Malak is divine communication clothed in symbol and structure. This structure harmonizes beautifully with modern science. In quantum field theory, all matter is the result of invisible fields excited into visible form. Particles are not entities, but pulses within an underlying wave system. Angels, then, are not external spirits, but pulses in the spiritual field, activated by human alignment with the divine. In neuroscience, visionary and prophetic states are often the result of brain regions communicating in hyperconnected ways, creating vivid internal images that the mystic interprets symbolically. Kabbalah anticipated this long ago. A prophetic image, like an angel, is not a hallucination. It is a construct of the higher soul perceiving truth, made visible to consciousness through Da'at, the divine mind. We see this clearly in the lives of the prophets. When Abraham opens his tent to 3 visitors in Genesis 18, we are told that Hashem appeared to him. But how? Through 3 men. 2 may have been physical travelers. The third was something more, the presence itself. Abraham, known for his radical hospitality, sees the divine not in fire or cloud, but in human faces. He becomes the vessel for the angelic because his own soul reflects the kindness of Hashem. In this moment, the angel is not a visitor. It is a mirrored emanation of Abraham's own heart. Similarly, in Joshua 5, just before entering battle, Joshua sees a man with a drawn sword who declares himself captain of Hashem's hosts. But he is not glowing or winged. He appears as a warrior, the very image of what Joshua must become himself. In this sense, the angel is not a messenger from outside. It is Joshua's own higher archetype, descending to him as clarity and mission. The angel is Joshua himself, but elevated in his higher spiritual form like a mirror. It's reflecting itself back to the earthly Joshua, and thus Joshua sees himself the leader of Hashem's army. The same principle extends to the idea of guardian angels. Rather than a winged spirit assigned to you at birth, Kabbalah teaches that your true guardian is your Neshama Eliona, your upper soul. This part of you never fully descends into the body, but remains rooted in the supernal realms. It gently guides the lower self in Asiya, whispering through conscience, intuition, and inner knowing. What many perceive as a guardian angel is in truth the perfected echo of their own self, waiting for reunification. And just as the angel reflects your divine potential, so too the demonic, the Shedim or demons reflect your shadow. The dark thoughts, egoic distortions, inner chaos, these are not foreign spirits but projections of what remains unhealed in the human psyche. Just as righteousness projects angels, spiritual disorder externalizes as demons. The Zohar is clear. What you see above depends on who you are below. Even in the prophetic visions of Daniel, which some cite as proof of separate angelic beings, this same principle I'm presenting here holds true. Daniel's angels appear during moments of intense inner turmoil when he is seeking understanding. The angelic figure is never fully separate from Daniel's own yearning, and when one such angel is delayed by the Prince of Persia, we might interpret this not as a cosmic battle in the sky, but as Daniel's own struggle with external pressures, political fears, and the inner resistance to revelation. The angel arrives when his da'at is clear enough to receive it. Daniel is simply toiling in Torah and meditating on prophecy, and the angel appears to him as Daniel's own mirrored self when he comes to revelation in his meditation and prayers. Daniel is having his prayers answered by the word of Hashem, and this is being portrayed symbolically as the appearance of an angel. Again, Daniel's own upper consciousness delivering the message of God to Daniel's lower self. Modern psychology supports this reading. Carl Jung's concept of the self and the archetypes that live in the collective unconscious align with the idea of spiritual images that appear during transformation. The Zohar teaches that when a tzaddik walks in truth, a spiritual image of him is formed above. The angel is thus a visible encounter with one's own elevated form filtered through spiritual symbolism. Ultimately, this understanding of angels restores them to their rightful place, not as distant beings to fear or worship, but as living reflections of Hashem's light and our own soul's architecture. They are the light of the inner world projected into form, the visible speech of the divine mind, the intersection between divine will and human readiness. To see an angel is not to meet a foreign being, it is to become a vessel so refined that your own higher self can appear before you, to guide, to instruct, and to confirm that the divine is near. This presentation was sponsored by Kabbalah Theological Seminary, an esteemed center of higher learning where you can explore the science and wisdom of authentic Jewish Kabbalah. To deepen your journey, visit KabbalahSeminary.org and discover our full range of transformative classes.